Burning?
Yeah.
Sit in one of those blue chairs. No. Blue one.
Blue chair.
Yeah.
Alright.
Long night.
Yeah.
Alright. I think he brought a water for you, want it?
Yeah.
Alright.
You can put your mask on if you want to.
It's just so strange, you know?
Yeah.
Wearing masks these days is so strange.
Yeah.
And with me having a little baby at home, it's kind of,
That's great.
you know.
So I don't want to hold you too long. I just want you to know exactly the situation. That's
Oh
all.
my God, there you go. So, because we're in a police facility, like I mentioned to you before, and
Yeah.
you know, you've seen television. When you're in
Yeah.
these type of environments, I have to advise you of your rights before we get into answering your questions. So I'm going to go ahead and read you your rights, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to the presence of an attorney, to assist you prior to and during questioning, to be with you during questioning if you so desire. If you cannot afford an attorney, you have the right to have an attorney appointed for you prior to questioning. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
Just to update your address, I notice you have a Illinois license.
Yeah.
So is that, you purchased that home? What's
Yes.
good? You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a local license?
No, this
Just a Illinois license?
yeah,
Okay. Make sure you update your license to your current address, okay? Do you have any ID with this current address on here?
No, sorry.
No, not yet?
No.
How long have you been living there?
Probably 6 months.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
State law here in Arizona, once you change your address, you have to update your address. I believe it's within 10 days, but I could look that up for you, or else you could be cited for that, okay?
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why they do that, for example, if we're trying to get in touch with you, we're going to send the correspondence to the known address,
Right.
and you no longer live there. Do you have family members living here? Or?
No, it just moved. I actually got pulled over and they never said nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So again, do you know why you're here?
Yes, so Candace is my best friend. She lives with me. She goes through things, you know, some mental issues, emotional issues that I look over. Sometimes I say she can stay in the house. Sometimes she goes to her friend Laura's house that she stays in Phoenix. So she's been staying with me for a while. She tried to commit suicide twice. And we have an open relationship as well, so you know I allow her to have like a boyfriend because I'm really busy. So Mark, the guy that I allow her to talk to because she allows me to talk to other girls. You know, I guess they got into an argument or whatever. I was at my friend's house playing football, and then I get a call that there's cops outside of my house, and I'm like, this is not gonna work. This open relationship can't work then. It's a couple days prior, she was trying to kill herself. You know, a girl texted my phone and she's like, I thought you wasn't gonna text no more girls and blah blah blah. And I videotaped her. She had sharp scissors and she was about to kill herself. And she had about 2 episodes this week. And I think, you know, the first time she had the scissors, I had to grab the scissors from her. So she, you know, she had a bruise on her leg. That's all that, you know, from the situation when I took the scissors. That's all she had was a bruise. She might have bit her lip. Her lip was busted, and that was it. So she had injuries for about, she had old injuries for about like 2 to 3 days.
Here you go, sir.
So today she's been with Mark, and I've been with my friends. I don't know what they got into. When I got back, it was
okay. I'm trying to. I don't mean to.
I know.
But I'm trying to understand because. But you gave him a different bottle.
Yeah.
You didn't open this.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to understand the big picture here, and like I said, I don't know who all are involved, you know, but you're mentioning some other folks.
Yeah.
You're mentioning Mark.
Yeah.
So let me see if I understand this.
Yeah.
What's the young lady's name?
Candice.
Spell that.
CANDIC.
So let me see if and just to bring my partner up to speed. So you're saying Candice is your friend?
Best friend.
Your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Are you married?
Yeah. In a way.
Lawfully married, like
we didn't go down to the we didn't go down the aisle. We just got legally married in Miami.
So you're married.
We legally married. Yeah.
You're legally married. So
Okay.
it's your wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like marriage
Well, not we don't
certificate.
say that. We young. We like that's my girl.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have a marriage certificate with her.
I don't have it.
You got one at some point.
No.
So legally, you're not married.
Maybe not.
Okay.
But
okay.
you said I
it
do.
doesn't matter. I'm just okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we're just trying to understand the picture.
Yeah.
You know, so, but you mentioned that you both have an open relationship. Explain that.
We have an open relationship. She allows me to talk to other girls. You know, it's girls that we want to talk to me. She say, you know, you can talk to them. And I say, okay, you meet somebody. If I trust them and I meet him, you can talk to him. She's been talking to this guy named Mark. And I don't know what happened tonight, but I know a couple days prior she had a bruise on her leg. She bit her lip because she was trying to kill herself. That I videotaped her on my phone. My phone's dead, but one of you guys got it. I wanted to show you that. And then after that, tonight was just, I got calls from my friends saying, cops outside your house. I thought about not coming to the house, but I was like, it's my house, why? You know, so I just showed up and tried to tell them what went on.
So
you guys already go through.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you so you're saying Mark was at the house?
Yes.
Okay. Mark lived in that area?
I'm not sure.
So she would know where Mark lives. Is that right?
She
would know. She would be able to tell us who Mark is.
What was she? I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why I'm here. So I'm saying, like, what was she saying? What did she say to you guys?
Well, I haven't spoken to her, and that's why I'm trying to talk to you.
Did she go to the hospital and say, Bryshere Gray, my husband? I don't think she did that. I think she went to the hospital.
Well, the information that I have is somewhat limited, but I was told that she's your wife. So that's what I'm trying to clarify.
This is what happened. It's like, this is my T-shirt.
Yeah.
But that's not my crime. You know, I think I don't want to get her in trouble because I don't want to get her deported. She doesn't have a green card. And that's my best friend. So whatever our relationship is, it's my fault why it even happened. So that's kind of why, you know. But what she would say is she needs to get treatment. So whoever asked her that question, who did that to you, I don't know what she said.
Okay.
But that guy doesn't have a phone. You know, he just shows up. You know, she hits him up on IG, Instagram. He comes over. That's it.
This Mark person.
Smart person.
Have you ever met Mark?
I met him about twice.
What does he look like?
Brown skin. He like mixed with white a little bit. Black. More so black.
I've never met you before. You have never met me before.
No.
But
Never.
one of the things I give credit to individuals who are honest.
Yes, sir.
You know, and I'm not trying to judge you in any way, but
Yeah.
then if I had to make judgment of who you are, it's going to be based on my interactions with you.
Okay.
Right?
But I haven't ate either. So my body, my head connected to the body.
Right.
This is only one head. I'm trying to have a baby. There's a lot going on internally, so it's just, you know. I know you're trying to eat through it. You're sharking through. But I'm just letting you know what really happened. And you know, I have a career. I'm an artist. I have a lot of things to lose to be putting myself in situations like that. I would separate myself before we fight. We have plenty of arguments, you know, verbal. And I talked to her mom on the phone. Her mom was saying, you know, just talk to the cops. I was like, well, you know, George Floyd, and you know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to go back to the house because what if they put a knee and arrest me? But it wasn't like that.
Right.
So,
Well, that's good.
Her mom was like, she loves you. Whatever she's going through, I just need to fix it, stop the arguments, and that's it. But I believe whatever happened that night with Mark, she needed to get treatment. She didn't want to tell me. She didn't want to talk to me about it. She just went somewhere, and she's from Trinidad, so she really don't speak clear English. So you really don't understand her sometimes. So it's like, she could say something, you'd be like, huh? Hospital? Okay, hospital. You take her to the hospital, and then she's like, who did this? Who did this? Somebody screaming at her, who did this? And, you know, I don't know what she said because she doesn't want to get in trouble.
So
she feel like I can save her.
Just so I understand.
Which I will.
Just so I understand.
Which
I know I missed some, so forgive me.
No, you was here the whole time.
Okay. So this thing with Mark happened what night?
Last night.
Last night. Okay. And I'm to understand that you weren't involved in any situation she got into last night.
No. We were all good. She cooked. Let me tell you, she cooked chicken, rice, and mashed potatoes. I ate 2 plates of that.
Okay, what time was this ish?
This was about 2 o'clock. 4, and then around 4, she like, let's have sex. So
around what time?
4 o'clock.
In the evening?
Evening. She's
Okay.
like, I'm in the pool. She's like, let's have sex. I'm like, okay. Let me.
Who else was at the house?
Let me get in the shower. Blah blah blah. I gotta take a poop.
Okay.
And we had sex. Went to my friend's house. Then she called Mark over. He didn't see something he liked. That's why I got that F1 Savannah cat in there. But he's still a kitten. And I don't know what happened.
Okay. So I want to make sure I understand you. Because in your mind it's making sense. I wasn't there, so I just want to make sure I'm clear. I don't want to misunderstand you.
Right.
So you guys, around 2 or 4, ate dinner. She wanted to have sex.
Yeah.
Who else was at the house with you two?
Just us two, maybe. But a friend popped in just to give me some CBD. Left right up.
One of your friends or her friends?
My friends.
Okay, just like he showed up for a second and left?
Yeah.
What time was this ish?
Right before I left, like 4:35.
Okay. And then you left the house.
Mm-hmm.
You guys had sex.
Mm-hmm.
You left the house.
Yeah.
And you went to a friend's house.
Yeah.
With did you walk to a friend's house?
I walked like to the park where the theater, the school right there, around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to disclose his location, but
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you were there with your friend. Did you guys go anywhere, or did you stay at his house?
I kind of just passed out at his house, and then once like 5 o'clock, my phone was dead. We would start working out.
5 o'clock yesterday evening.
Morning.
5 o'clock this morning.
5 o'clock this morning. My phone was dead, and I was just what was I doing? We started playing football.
Okay.
We started playing catch, running around, and my phone turned on. They like, cops at your house, cops at your house. What happened? What happened? I'm like, oh
Who was
my
that
gosh.
from?
Neighbors.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. I didn't call anybody. You guys, I didn't call my mom, nobody.
Okay.
I just handled it on my own and say, whatever it is, I need to stop
Okay.
the relationship like that.
Okay. So you left around. I think you said it probably around 4:30 or something from your house, where we were.
Mm-hmm.
That same house. Okay.
4:30 p.m.
About 4:30 p.m. and you left to your friend's house, and then you said you took your phone because you're getting text messages. How many phones do you have?
One, and she has one, but she left that phone, I guess.
Okay, so you took your phone. Is that the one that the officer, when you walked up to the house, you had and that we have? You said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where I had a video of her like this in the living room. She got scissors. She's just like this. I'm like, don't do it. It's not that serious. We love each other.
Okay.
She dropped it once I had to tussle with her, but.
Okay. So I want to clear the air so you understand. We're not here to say what you did or didn't do. Our goal and our only goal is to find out what happened, whether that is truthful from what you're telling us or truthful from what she's saying or Mark or whoever else. That's our goal, is just to find out what happened, right?
Right.
So we're going to do our best to line this out chronologically, like then this, then this, then this, and see kind of how the night went on. But just like you, I'm sure you hear something, if it doesn't make sense in your head, you're going to say, if it doesn't make sense in my head, it's probably because it doesn't make sense.
Right, that's what I'm throwing up in the car, because I'm like,
Sure.
everybody throws up when they don't have clarity about what's going on. It's just like, what the heck?
Okay. Yeah, and that's all we're going to do, and we're going to do it we're going to treat you with respect and everything, but we need to make sure everything works out. It lines up and makes sense. Otherwise, we can only assume that something's not making sense and somebody's not telling us the truth, right?
I believe it. She's from Trinidad, so
Mhm.
anybody, if she's really beaten, anybody looking at that is like, because this is U.S., they gonna be like, what the hell? What happened to you? And she's just like, my husband or my boyfriend. She's hurt, So she's trying to talk and she's trying to communicate.
So you think she told us that you did all that to her?
No.
Okay.
I don't know how it steered back to me. I don't know how, because I don't believe that she would say that to her mom.
Okay.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
All right. So, as Detective Hertenstein was telling you, that we need to chronologically lay it out, meaning time-wise, make sure everything that makes sense, right? And
her mom she seen the video. She didn't want the cops to know about it because she didn't want her daughter to get sent away.
Okay.
So I tried to keep that video away. I didn't call the cops.
Okay.
That happened like a couple days ago.
Okay.
I didn't call the cops on it because I didn't want her to go to a place.
So let me ask you this. You went to your friend's house.
Mhm.
What's that friend's name again?
John.
Your friend's house that lives in, where does that person live? In Australia, next to the school, you said?
Australia. Yeah.
His name is John?
Yeah.
Okay. And you were at John's house, you guys played football,
Yeah.
right? And then someone called you and told you that police were at your house. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Who called you?
Neighbors text, just like text messages.
Do you have that name saved anywhere?
No.
How you know it was your neighbor?
Next door neighbor. I got a number one time for a battery for my golf cart.
Okay.
And she was saying the cops are outside.
Okay.
And I called her. She was like, a lot of cops outside. I think they going through the house. And that's what made me like, oh my God, I got a Savannah cat. If the Savannah cat run out the front door, I lost out on $15K.
Right. So, you mentioned that while you were at your friend's house, you got this call, right?
Yeah.
But you also told us that you had a scuffle.
Yes. Couple days prior to that, she tried to kill herself.
Okay, but you said tell me about that.
Yeah. So she always that's what I say, she has like mental issues, like with girls texting me. We have an open relationship. A chick texts me on the phone, she might say, yes, I want to give you that B. I want to give you that. I might delete it and she still see it somehow, and then she starts, I thought you would stop cheating on me. I'm like, babe, I didn't even respond. I just looked at it like I'm a man. I should be able to watch porn, or I should be able to text a chick and not want to meet up with her. I'm a man. Let me be a man. Let me grow gracefully. So she was just really into it that day. Her heart tried to grab it. She was almost about to stab herself because she's pregnant. I'm like, no. So I'm trying to tussle with her so we both don't get stabbed.
And when was that tussle?
That was about, what's today's?
Today's the
Monday?
13th, yeah.
That was Friday.
Okay.
Friday and Saturday she did that.
And you have videos on your phone of that, you said? Or
I have a video of it from, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was Friday. How was your guys' weekend?
It was good. I mean, it was okay.
You spent the weekend together? What did you
Yeah,
do
I've
Saturday?
been like every day trying to make sure we got a good connection.
So you were home Saturday?
I was home Saturday.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
home Friday. I was home Saturday. Yesterday was Sunday.
Mhm.
I wasn't home Sunday after 5:30.
Because you were at your
Yeah.
friend's house.
Yeah.
And then you showed up, what time at this house today?
Today?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
My phone died, so I just was like, what time is it now?
About 8:45 or so.
I say we've been doing this deal for since 6:30, 7-ish.
So you have
8.
videos in your phone of her trying to hurt herself and you trying to stop her from hurting herself? Okay.
Yes.
Is it okay with you if we look at those videos?
Yes, I have to show you where it's at. I have to show you the video.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And that video was from Friday?
Yes.
You have no new recordings on there?
I don't have, but that's her behavior. You see it, and you don't see any bruises on her. You see a beautiful girl that don't have any bruises on her. That's, that's her behavior. Very recent. But that's not something for me to like try to get her in a place or anything like that. Whatever happened with this guy.
What's his name again?
Mark. Whatever happened with this guy, she just went to the hospital. She needed the treatment. She don't have any insurance. She don't have any ID. She don't even have a green card.
How do you know Mark came over to the house?
I had a feeling. She said, she might, have him come over.
Okay.
Something like that.
So I want to tell you what's going to happen on our side, what we're going to do. Because we can listen to everyone talk, but we have to confirm for ourselves. We have to take steps to make sure that we're getting truthful information.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Well, I videotaped it to make sure you guys, if anything, that's why I videotaped her. I was like, this is behavior not from a girl that I said I do. I need to videotape you what's going on in the world. I'm not going to call my mom. I'm not going to call my manager. Let me videotape it myself so I can show y'all her behavior. And then you'll see exactly in video.
And that's fair. And I'm not here to call you a liar. I get that.
Yeah.
Some of the things we do a lot, right? This usually takes time for us to do this. But one, cell phone information. Okay, so we have your cell phone. But one of the things we do is we go through, where was this cell phone at this time? Where did it go from there? Mm-hmm. Right? Because cell phones nowadays, you could see where they went.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So in that case, we should see your phone go from your house to your friend's house, pretty much there until whatever time this morning, back over to your house, right?
Sure. Yeah, but we have two phones. The second phone was left in the house.
Well, I'm just talking about the phone you had.
Oh, the phone I had, yeah.
Okay.
That's, even if it's dead?
Yeah, absolutely. But you were also getting text messages this morning from your neighbors, so...
Yeah, but that phone just has the video.
That's fine.
That's not the phone.
That's fine. No, I'm just talking about seeing where it is, the location.
Oh, no, yeah, that
Tracking
phone,
the location.
Yeah, no, that phone is like, it's kind of like I'll be honest, it's a cheap phone, so I didn't take that with me to John's house at all.
Oh, which phone did you take?
I hide this phone under the mailbox, like under the neighborhood.
So you didn't take it to John's house?
No,
did you take any phone?
No.
How did you get text message from your neighbor while you're at John's house?
She texted John.
Listen to me. We can have a good conversation. Maybe there's an explanation for things. Listen, hold on. Just listen for a moment. Just listen.
You never said what phone it was.
Okay, just listen.
You just said text message.
I hear you.
To your brain.
I know. Just listen.
I'm not disrespecting.
I know, and I won't disrespect you either.
You have a career, we have a career too.
I know.
You're good at what you do, whatever you do. We're also capable. Okay, we're also very capable of doing what we do too. Okay.
I'm trying to have a baby.
And I'm going to treat you with respect also. You've given me no reason to disrespect you, and I'm not going to.
Yes, sir.
But I can tell you that the truth will be known. It's not the first day the two of us have been here. I'm telling you right now.
I understand that.
I'm telling you.
But I'm trying to have a baby, sir.
Okay.
I don't think that way.
Okay.
I don't process things. I process my food. I'm nice to my wife.
I guess I don't understand what you mean.
What I mean by that is that I don't live in that regular world space. You know what I mean? Me and my wife, we pray together. We don't even use a phone. We hardly use a phone. I hardly talk to my mom.
That's fine. All we've asked you is what happened physically with you.
But you didn't say what phone I use or nothing. You saying, okay, we can use the phone.
Yeah, I did. I said the phone that the officer has that you walked up to your house with in your pocket.
That's not the phone.
That's not the phone you have.
No, sir. I have got texts from John. John, they text me because I don't like anything that's people texting. I feel like that's cancerous. What are we texting about?
Well, I don't want to hear the reasoning.
Right.
What phone did you have at John's house?
I didn't have a phone.
You didn't have a phone?
I left that phone in the neighborhood.
So what phone did you walk back to your house with when our officers contacted you?
I didn't walk back with a phone.
You didn't have a phone with you?
No.
So where'd that officer get that phone?
I gave it to him once I received it. I hide the phone.
Where?
I don't know which street that's on, but I hide the phone on the street, and I bury it because it's energy. and I'm actually trying to escape from using that energy with other females.
So why not take it to John's house and throw it in a room somewhere where you're not going to be around it?
No, because I need to be focused on what me and John doing. Me and John playing football. Me and John, we working on our hearts. We working on our health. It's not for me to bring that energy to his house, because I can get, we could probably get into a argument, or he talking about his girl, I'm talking about my girl. We just there to be friends and boys. That's all.
So
that's all. But I understand what you're saying. I respect what you guys do.
And I appreciate that. And in a person's mind, in any person, officer, anyone, an actor,
artist. I'm done with acting.
An artist. I apologize. Anybody in the world, any reasonable person, if something in their head's not making sense, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't line up. Well, you just told me that. You just told me this. Okay, there's an explanation.
Yeah.
Things just don't line up.
I just wanted you.
It just means it don't line up, man.
Well, I just really wanted you to know about our open relationship.
I get it.
I was not there.
And that's not my business.
Yeah. I was not there from about from 5:30. We have an open relationship. I'm able to talk to other girls. She's able to talk to other guys. And this guy Mark came over, and like I said, the phone was in the neighborhood. That's where it stays. I went to John's house, came back. When I came back,
did you call the police at all last night?
I didn't come straight. No, I didn't come straight back home. I parlayed on my phone for a little bit, and then I came home, and then my phone died. I parlayed on the phone for a little bit, to see if she called me or anything of that nature, and then that was the phone that I videotaped her. So I had to take that back to the house, because I said I cannot walk back to this house without no videotape. I could have went to Phoenix if I was trying to hide from you guys. I could have told John to take me to Phoenix. I had my lawyer send me.
Why did you bring the phone with the videotape?
Because it's my home. I don't like anything, and it's just, this is my wife, I don't like these type of situations. I feel like as men, if, there's a problem in your household and you have nothing to hide from, then show up. Or run. Go to Phoenix. Don't tell nobody you're in Phoenix. And send a video. Have your lawyer handle it. But I felt like you guys will understand me and listen to me.
We are listening. I'm willing to.
And that's all. The phone was in the neighborhood. So that's it with the phone.
I'm willing to. And I still want to. And we're having a good conversation. But you're talking in circles, man. You're talking about things that don't make sense, that don't add up.
What, the open relationship?
No. I'm okay with that. I mean, that's your business. Okay. I wouldn't tell you that's okay or not okay. I'm talking about, you went
burying a phone?
Well, that's one of the things. You went to John's. I know, but you already told me you had your phone there at John's house. I asked you if you took your phone, how many phones you had. You told me just one phone.
Yeah, because I'm looking at you and I'm realizing that you're a person just like me. Well,
conveniently, after I told you we were going to find a location of the phone.
No. I'm realizing.
You got to see how I'm seeing it.
I know, because I deal with different type of IQs and stuff like that. So when you ask me a question, I visualize that I did have a phone in hand to text my neighbor. My neighbor texts John. We're all in the same community. So I did have a phone. So when I look at you, I say, man, when you asked me, did you have a phone? I didn't get the chance to just breathe. I said, yes, I had a phone, but I didn't. I should have told you. That's what I should have did. I should have just broke it up, but you was asking so many questions. Back to back, and I'm just trying to answer them right. So what I'm saying to you is...
Okay, so let's start over.
Okay.
I know, I could feel you want to be honest. Are you a bit nervous at all right now?
I got asthma.
You got asthma?
That's all.
Okay.
And I'm trying to process food.
So
unprocessed food as well.
Yeah. Again, we're just trying to clarify the information here. Do you have a phone number for John?
No.
You don't have a phone number for John?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Well, we can get it from your neighbor, right?
We're trying to figure out the situation. You need to help us
verify what your number on John.
Verify what you're telling us.
But your neighbor does.
She has a number on John.
For John.
Yeah. She does. She does.
So if we get that phone, you will be able to get that number for us.
Sure.
John's number. Right?
Sure. Yes,
Who does John live with?
He lives with his parents.
How old is John?
He's about 19.
19. Lives with his parents. Do you know the address?
No, but Estrella, around that area.
Okay, so if I should show you a map on GPS from your house, you should be able to tell me exactly what house John lives in.
Nah, it's dark. I don't know. I
What's
just moved
dark?
out here. See, I'm from Chicago. When it
Yeah, but you walked there, and you walked home.
I did walk, but you know the sun starts setting around like 5 or 6.
How many times have you been to John's house?
This is probably my second time. I don't even know this neighborhood like that. And when it gets dark, it starts to look different. As soon as the sun go down, it starts looking different to me.
So you're not able to tell me, give me John's number.
And I don't have his number. I just met him.
You just, where did you meet John?
I met him going to a CBD store, leaving out the CBD store. He was like, yo, you should try this CBD. I was like, yeah, cool. He's like, yo, we playing football at the park at this time if you want to come through. I said, oh, this is cool. I like friends like that, you know. So I met him at the park. We walked around his block to his house. I don't know where I was at, but
So you met him, you've only been to his house twice.
well, like twice.
Twice you said, right? And today was, or yesterday was the second time.
What's
Yeah.
John's last name?
I don't know him.
You don't
that.
know, okay.
Yeah.
When was the first time you went to his house? How long ago was that?
Maybe like Monday. Like I just met him.
When?
Monday. It's like just me.
A week ago?
Yeah.
Because today is Monday.
Yeah, like a week ago.
And today was the second time you went.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been back over there.
What was the first experience like when you went to John's house last Monday? What did you guys do?
We smoked some CBD. We had a beer. Some of the ASU kids came over to play football. We played football. We worked out. And that was it. That was really it.
You consider him, what, you trust him?
I don't trust him. He's kind of like, he said he was like a fan of what I do. I was like, you know.
But
I like
do you
it.
trust him?
I don't trust him. No,
You don't?
I don't trust anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you went to his house and passed out.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Stop right there.
Definitely.
Stop right there, man.
Definitely. I felt comfortable, really.
No. You need to stop this, what you're doing, right?
No,
I've seen Detective talk to you, right?
I felt
Steve
comfortable.
talk to you, right? And I'm just paying attention to you, and I'm listening to your argument. I'm listening to your
It's not
conversation.
an argument.
I'm listening
It's
to
not
your
an argument.
information that you're providing to us,
It's not an argument.
right?
If I don't
And
trust,
every time we try to verify,
health is health.
every time we
right.
try to verify what you're telling us, you've been changing the story every single
That's
time.
life. You go to QT. Do you know who's going to be at that QT gas station? Do you know how many people are going to be at that QT? If you go to Walmart, do you know
Mr.
who's going
Gray.
to... No, I'm
Mr.
asking
Gray.
you a real life question. And we're real life black people. We're black, right? We're African American. That's number one. So if he's African American,
Who
he's
is?
positive John is.
Okay.
So we're African American. Let's not forget that. So
Okay.
once we go into stores and we go to Walmart and we go to Target, we don't know who's going to attack us.
Okay.
We're just being positive civilians.
Okay.
Always. That's once you take that mask off and you go somewhere, baby arrest for your daughter, you have to be focused. You don't know what your brain is doing. All you want to do is just be good at what you do. So I'm saying I didn't trust him, but I felt that, you know, his parents are there, they gave us food. I just passed out. I passed out. I knew when I woke up, I'm like, she's going to be mad at me. She's going to be extremely mad. So after that, the cops.
So wait. It's the first. We'll go with that.
The cops
What
are at your door.
Hold on.
What do you mean?
I want to make sure I understand your story.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't want to tell you your
Come on,
story.
bro.
So what's the first thing you did when you wake up? You know what time it was about when you woke up?
What do you mean?
When you woke up at John's house.
Oh, so when I
What
woke
time
up.
is it?
Wake up. You know what I'm saying? We wake up, look at John. He playing Fortnite, whatever he playing. He like, yo, you want to go work out? Yeah, I'm like, come on then.
What time was it? About.
Like around, 5 in the morning, 5:30.
Okay.
And we at Estrella. We're playing football until like 6 or 7, and he gets a text. He's saying there are cops at your house, but they texting me through his phone. He's like, your neighbors are texting me saying that there are cops at the house. I don't know none of the neighbors like that. They know I'm in the neighborhood. I just don't know them like that. And that's kind of that's all that happened.
Okay. So when you woke up, you said you were kind of like, is she gonna be mad?
Yeah, I knew, because she's like, where was you at last night?
Okay.
I knew she's going to be like that. So
Okay.
first, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, you know what? Let me just play football, get in a good vibe, because then I could bring that back home. You know, we work out. You know, as men, man, we work out, we sweat, we look good. We take that back onto our woman. It don't matter what we did. We just, it's good after that. That was really it. That was really it.
Okay.
I don't have John's number. None of that. He would call me from a blocked number because I don't have.
So where'd you meet
my
John?
phone is where it's like I don't allow people to call me. I turn it off.
Where'd you
It's
meet
called
John?
forwarding.
Where did you meet him?
It's called forwarding. I don't allow people to call.
Got it. Where'd you meet John?
CBD store.
Where's that? Ish.
CBD store is right there near Walmart. It's like near Happy Cats and Vape.
Tell me about the first time you met John.
I walked out the store. He was walking in. He's like, yo, bro. He looked at me. He seen health. He seen happiness. He was like, yo, man, what's up? He's like, yo, you should try this. It's like, you a football player or something? He's like, yeah. You know, I think I had Candace in the car. And he was like, you know what? You should come work out with us. And that was it.
And then what happened that day when you first met him?
Nothing really. And then
So you met him at the CBD store, and then you guys parted ways.
We parted ways, and I linked up with him on Monday. I gave him my number.
He gave you your number.
Yeah, he called me from a block number.
He called you from a block number. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what did he say?
He said, yo, we about to go play football. We about to go do this. We about to go do that. I said, all right, cool. He said, all right, cool. I said, let me eat some food first. Let me put some food in my stomach. Let my head process. It's on one head. It's only gonna process muscles and arms and legs.
And that was on Monday?
Only can do so much. Huh?
That was on Monday?
No, that was about that weekend. I met him that weekend.
Okay.
We linked up Monday.
Okay.
And then
What phone did he call?
He called from. What phone did he call from? So he called from that phone.
The phone you have?
The burn phone that I buried. So I buried.
The phone that we have now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I leave that phone in the area. I meet him at Estrella. I see him. We start playing.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
I come back. You know, it's a rhythm. You know, and then, you know, I look at the phone. I parlay with the phone. The phone dies. I'm like, damn, how I'm going to show them the video? They ain't gonna take this. Well, you know, I guess you guys can charge it, and I'll show you.
So it's still dead?
It's dead. Once you let me charge it, I can show you the video. I can show you.
Well,
the video. I called her mom and said, do you want me to call the cops? This is supposed to be a wife. I say I do too. She said no. They'll put it on TMZ.
I don't have any problem believing you about this video, man. But
Yes.
but we're not talking about the video. We're talking about last night.
Yes.
So you keep going back to this video. I believe you have a video.
Oh, you saying
Yeah,
actions? You saying
yeah.
actions?
Yeah, you don't
You
have to
asking my
convince me
brain
about the
about
video.
actions.
Sure,
You don't
okay.
trust the actions of what I've been doing. That's what you asking me, and I'm saying to you, these are the places I've been.
Okay. Okay.
That's all.
That's fair. I appreciate
Yes, sir.
it. Sorry to text me.
When did you call her mom?
That weekend, you know what I mean? Like, what is that, Friday?
Okay.
And I told her, you know, it's getting a little crazy, but we can work on it. And you know, first thing my manager said, yeah, last thing we need is the cops coming to the house and they putting you in arrest and stuff like that. So when she do things like that, it just make me be a better man to her. So we have good days. We've been having amazing days together. And this guy that I allow her to talk to, I maybe should not allow it. You know what I'm saying? I should have just been like, babe, I don't really have the full energy. I don't have the, because she takes a lot of energy. She's beautiful. She's short. She takes a lot of energy to function. I should have maybe said that to her.
One of the things I need to do is I need to speak to this John person, right? So that's why I'm really trying to speak to this John person, just to help you verify your own story. Does that make sense?
It's gonna be hard
How so?
because I don't know him like that. It's like meeting the girl at a club.
It's worth a shot, though, right? I mean, it's a pretty big deal. You're getting accused of something like that.
But bro, I ain't been accused. She never said nothing that I guarantee you she didn't say that.
She did.
She didn't say Bryshere did that. She did not say that. The firefighters took her to the hospital, and
What do you mean? How do you know that?
because I know, of course, I know the law. The firefighters took her to the hospital. She said her husband, somebody called. Somebody used that phone and called or something, and y'all
Use which phone?
I don't know. Whatever phone that was, Mark probably was still at the house or something like that. He used, because the phones are connected to each other. These are two phones connected to each other but different phone numbers. So who knows what Mark was doing in that house? You know what I'm saying? And after that, boom. I don't think she went to the hospital and said that. I think she went to the hospital and said that.
No, she told our detective the statements.
I don't think that.
Until I'm telling you, I mean,
She,
I'm not trying to convince you. I'm telling you that.
I allow her to live with me. Okay. I doubt she said that to
Bryshere. Can I call it Bryshere, or you want me to say
Mr. Gray?
Mr. Gray?
What are you comfortable with?
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with food. But my name Bryshere.
I can see what we can do. Do you have any allergies to food? You're allergic to anything that's going to hurt you?
No.
Okay. But I can see about trying to get you some food.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go back to the John person in a second. Right?
I don't know him like that.
But I also want to understand, you said you blacked out or you passed out at John's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you say passed out, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Do you mean like you were high or drunk and you passed out, or like you were tired and you fell asleep, passed out? Because I say passed out if
tired, fell asleep,
okay.
Working out.
Okay.
As you see, we've been playing tackle.
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
Do you smoke cigars, cigarettes? What?
Just CBD. That's it.
Tell me about that. How do you prepare it, and how does it work?
The CBD, I roll it in papers. And put a little CBD, smoke it. You know, you don't get high. You don't get high or nothing like that, but it'll keep you somewhat, kind of laid back.
And you mentioned you roll it in papers. Describe that paper to me.
The papers is rolling papers.
Just rolling papers?
Yeah, like whiskey leaf for the clear white papers.
Okay. And where do you get those?
I get those from the same place I buy the CBD. So I think, like I said, that's where Walmart is.
Okay.
So right over there, like where Panda Express is over that side.
Where else? Is that the only place you get them?
It's close. It's about 10 minutes. And then, gas, back and forth.
No, I'm saying if that's the only place you get them.
That's the only place I would get them. Only place.
That's the only place
I only go one place. That's the CBD store, or I take her to Walmart.
You mentioned gas.
Yeah.
Where do you get gas at?
I get gas. There's only one gas station. The QT.
QT?
Yes, sir.
When was the last time you went to the QT?
Last time I've been to the QT was around probably.
Were you there
10-ish?
yesterday?
10-ish, yeah.
Last night?
Yeah. It's the only gas station close to Goodyear.
Last night you were there about 10-ish?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you left John's house
Mm-hmm.
and went to the QT. With what vehicle?
The vehicle, the rental, the Hemi rental.
Okay, that one that was in the driveway while we were there.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. The Hemi
Okay.
rental. Yes, sir.
Who was with you?
No one.
Okay. So initially, see, that's another part of the story I didn't hear about.
Mm-hmm.
So initially, you went to John's house last night at 4:30 or 5 or something like that. You walked there or you drove there?
I drove.
You drove there.
Yes, sir.
And you stayed there until you came back this morning.
Yes, sir.
But your vehicle was in the driveway before you got home.
Yes.
How did it get there?
So you asking me how did the vehicle? So I left the vehicle there. I didn't go in the house. I didn't want to, wake her up. I went back to John's house.
Okay. Why didn't you just drive it back to John's house?
Because it's it's good to wake up, take a walk, force yourself and challenge yourself to grow. There's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with.
What time did you drive it back to the house? He said.
I got gas, and probably drove it back to the house like right after I got gas. So
Okay.
probably 10, 20-ish, 30-ish.
Okay. But you weren't with her when you did that, when you went out to the
No
QT?
one was in the car. No one. I had the music blasting. I got in the car. Got my stuff. Got the gas. Parked the car. That was it.
So you got gas, you said?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you remember what pump? Gas pump?
Do I remember what pump? Gas pump could have been, but I used the car, so I didn't have to go into the cash register and say, pump 5. It was, this has been the first day with a lot of kids at this gas station. So
there.
Yeah, it was busy, so it just threw me off. I would just get the gas, and that was it. Hopped in the car and went back home. But then walked to John's house.
Because we saw that vehicle at the gas station, right?
We did.
Okay.
And that's why
See,
I asked
tell them
you.
the truth.
Who else was with you?
No one. I got in the car, and like I said, it was nobody. I didn't look back to check her. I just got in the car, turned the music up.
You didn't look back to what?
I didn't look to see if anybody was in the car or nothing like that.
Could there have been somebody else in the car?
I don't know. When you just, like I said, when you just being, doing things and just, I didn't know. I don't know.
When your wife, can I call her your wife?
My girl.
Your girl? Okay.
Candace, when Candace is when she rides in the car with you, where does
Yes.
she ride?
She normally rides right next to me, like on the passenger seat.
Okay. When was the last time was she in that car?
Last time she was in that car, I took her to Ross. That was on Saturday. I took her to Ross. She begged me, I want to go to Ross. I need to get the cat some cat food, and I need to get some litter. So that's what she did. She got the cat food, she got the litter, and she put it in the back seat.
In the back seat.
Yeah,
Last night, you did get gas?
I did.
So do you have a credit card payment there last night
I do.
for gas?
I should. Once I got you guys charge the phone, I should be able to go to my Wells Fargo account. And
Well,
show
we
you.
can get that with your phone or
Oh
not.
yeah,
But,
yeah.
okay, so you used a credit card to pay for gas.
Yes, I did.
Okay. You filled the tank all the way?
No, I normally put like $10, $15. I'm not working,
Okay.
so I'll be like $15 in the gas, and that should last for a couple days.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're very familiar with that QT over there.
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah.
Did you go in the store or did you pay at the pump?
Man, I stopped the car and I went right into the store, and then
What'd you go in the store for?
I went in the store to get 2 burritos, and some backwoods. I don't smoke backwoods, but John do. Some backwoods.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you know he smoked backwood?
He said get him some backwoods. I got him some backwoods.
When did he tell you that?
He told me that. He called me blocked. Like I said, when
He called you again blocked.
Yeah, he always
Okay.
called me blocked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went in the store. Where did you pay for the gas? At the pump or in the store?
At the pump.
At the pump.
Yeah,
Okay.
There's a lot of things. Kids with dirt bikes, kids with 4-wheelers. It was like there's a lot of people outside
Yeah, it's
today.
busy. It's busy.
Yeah.
So you bought 2 transactions there. One for the
Uh-huh.
food inside the store.
Yeah. One I walked in the store, then
Uh-huh.
I came back, and then I put the gas there.
Okay.
I pumped the gas.
Okay. What kind of credit card? Like Visa, MasterCard? Is it debit card or credit card?
It's a temporary card.
Temporary card.
Yeah, because my other card was chipped.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So they sent you like a temporary one.
Yes, it did.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead. Let me
These
know if you
days,
need another water. too.
I
I'll
do,
get
I
you-
do, please.
I'll get you water.
All right.
these days, you have,
Mm-hmm.
like Detective Hertenstein was explaining to you,
Mhm.
technology
Yeah.
with phones,
Mm-hmm.
GPS,
Yes, sir.
surveillance videos.
Yeah. So you should see me, at the gas station. You should definitely. That's what I'm telling the truth. You should definitely see me get gas, but I'll let you talk.
No, that's fine. It's a dialogue, so I don't mind you,
Right.
interjecting and saying what you need to say.
Yeah.
But what if we tell you that we saw someone else get out of the car on surveillance video
On what surveillance video?
at the QT?
I wouldn't. I would be like that. That would be. I say that it'd be a surprise.
Okay.
Literally.
I'm gonna try and get a copy of that video. I don't have it here, obviously,
Yes, sir.
but I'm gonna try and get a copy of that video.
Okay.
And Mr. Gray, one of the things I'm trying to do, like I said, is put the pieces
together.
Together.
I respect you.
And everything that you tell me,
Mm-hmm.
it's my job to verify it. Help me verify the information that you're providing to me. Right?
Yeah. It's my home. I allow her to stay there.
No, hold on. Give me a second. The information that I want to verify is where you were yesterday. You mentioned you were at John's
Yes,
house.
sir. And but Stella, like the playground part.
Right. I need a phone number for John.
I don't have a phone number.
I need to know the neighbor who texted John.
One of the neighbors on the block, definitely.
Who did? Who specifically?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I know all of them. They all see me when I moved in. They all see me. They all know about John. John came over to the house, you know, probably like once. You know what I'm saying?
When was that?
The first time I met him, he came to the house to see the pool one time. You know, one of the neighbors seen him. I don't know which house she was at, but she was jogging with her daughter. And, oh, I know you. And that was it.
And how did she get John's number?
She had his number. She knows his parents.
She knows John's parents.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what house on the street she lives in?
No, she was just walking. She wasn't too far down from my house. He was coming out. She was like, John? I was like, yeah, you know, this is my boy, it's my buddy. And I guess when this crime scene happened, she texted John because she knew I was with John. She just...
How did she know that?
I don't know. She just like, there's a lot of cops at Bryshere's house. I looked at it, and it's coming to me because it's my house. And I'm thinking, oh, it's a lot of cops at your house.
It's coming to you?
Yes, because it's my heart. So if somebody's saying there's a lot of cops at Bryshere house, she's not saying it to me. She don't know me like that. She knows John.
Right. So did John get a text on his phone?
He did.
And did you get a text on your phone as well?
I know that phone was just in the neighborhood.
Right, but did you get a text on your phone as well?
No, because I didn't have that phone. I didn't have a phone with me.
What do you mean you say it's coming to you? What's coming to you?
A heart. My heart. You only have one heart. So if your wife texts you, she can be like, if something goes on with you,
yeah,
you know, your wife gets, you know, she's in a traffic jam. She's like, you know, her phone's died, and she texts you off another phone, babe, I'll be home soon. That comes to your heart, and you like, okay, text back, you know who it is. You text back and say, okay, make sure you safe, I love you, blah, blah, blah. So when the neighbor texts John and said, there's cops outside of Bryshere's house, I'm thinking that, you know, I'm not thinking, I'm knowing that I have to do something about it. Because it's me. It's my house. It's cops outside of my house. Something happened. What did this guy, Mark, do? So I'm like...
So what did you do when that happened?
What did I do? Man, I thought of everything. You know, but one thing I ain't going to do is run. And you know, put y'all in a situation when y'all doing something all day and wasting y'all time. I'd rather come there, tell y'all, show y'all the video, tell y'all we got an open relationship, let y'all know what's going on, and anything can happen in seconds. You know, I don't know Mark like that. You know, and that's really all.
Have you ever gotten...
But Candace is my best friend. She loves me to death.
Okay.
Yeah, I love her too.
Have you ever gotten into a physical altercation with Candace?
No.
In the past? Never?
But other than that, like I said, other than that day, your partner, he's not on. That's us. I could actually express it. That day, what, Friday? I was trying to get the scissors out of her hand, so she bit her lip. It was getting bigger every day, and then she had a bruise on her leg because we both fell. We both fell on that concrete floor. You see the floor in the house, it's concrete, and
so I just pretty much asked if he have ever had any physical altercations with Candace. So he was just reiterating.
Well, you like 5 minutes late, really.
Friday.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were telling us about the experience on Friday with her when it got physical.
Yes. Like I said, she had a knife in her hand, and I was trying to take the knife out of her hand, and she kind of bit her lip, where her lip was swelling up for a couple of days, and then she had a bruise.
She kind of bit her lip. How did that happen?
But we both fell, because she's like this. She's like this with the scissors. I'm like, you better not do it. We cannot be doing this. And I won't text no other female. I won't put you in this situation again, basically. And she was like, no, don't you come near me because I'll cut you. But that don't need to be there. You know, she just said, don't come near me. I'm like, you're not going to just do this and I'm not going to be able to save you. No. So I even risked my own life of getting killed. And it was a tussle. Because we could have fell and the knife would have went in me. But the knife went in this side. You know, she was trying to struggle with it. I finally got it out of her hand. And that was it.
You saying that was Friday?
Friday. That was it.
Are we able to get a copy of that surveillance video from QT?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
You should be.
I think we might already have it. I'm not sure about that, but we might already have it.
Yeah, I need to review that.
But I did learn a couple things.
Okay.
So that phone you have, that we have, that you came home with, what's that phone number?
That phone number is.
And so that's the same phone that called from the gas station last night at 10 something.
Really?
To say she was trying to say she jumped out, she was missing or something like that.
Ooh.
But that's the phone that was buried, right?
That could have been Mark calling because, like I said, when I leave that car there, I leave that phone there, you know, and the phone is in the car, and the car's, you know, if you start the button in the car, the keys are in there already.
Uh-huh.
So it's already open. So I don't know. Maybe
where was the phone buried?
he's switching this, putting this on me.
Where was the phone buried?
The phone was in the car for a little bit, and then I buried it. I put it over there in where is it at? Near Estrella.
So the phone was in the car for a little bit. So that's a new thing too, right?
Yeah.
When was?
Yeah. I've been coming.
I don't understand.
The phone was in the car.
When?
When I drove back to QT, I left the car. And I remember I went to John's house. And
Uh-huh.
I came back. Right. So.
And that's it. And that was about the same time that phone called.
No, I got gas. I dropped the car back home. Right.
Yeah, but what time did you get gas though?
Yeah, like 10-ish.
Mm-hmm.
About 10-ish.
That's about the right time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got gas around 10. Dropped the car back off. Left the phone. I forgot that I done left the phone in the car. I can't do that. She will go through the phone. So he got me halfway to John's house. Come back, get the phone, bury the phone. So around like 10:45-ish is when I buried the phone.
So basically, what you're relying on at this point is the idea that you
Halfway to John's house, which is like
drove to John's house.
You know, walking distance to the Estrella Theater is probably only 20 minutes from the house.
The theater.
The theater. So that's where we're practicing at, like around there.
Oh, where the high school is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's about distance. I'm halfway walking there. I gotta come back. I come back around 10, 15 minutes later. I don't see any lights on. I'm thinking she's asleep. I don't see anything in the house. So I'm like, cool. Let me hide the phone. Let me go have fun with John. Today is a brand new day. You know?
I know one thing's for sure. I don't have to run in circles to understand her story. I gotta run in circles to understand what you're trying to tell me.
Because I'm doing a lot. She's just being a girl, staying in one place. I'm going to get gas, going this place. I'm doing this.
When you went to get gas, you went to John's house. That's it.
Yeah, but I got gas and dropped the car back home. That's all. I just wanted to go to John's house and play some football.
I'm trying to wrap my head around the idea that you drove the car back to her house, or to your house. I'm sorry, where she was.
Of course.
Park it there.
I could get a copy of this.
Yeah.
You mind if I step out?
Yeah, go please. Walk back to John's house. But you buried your phone on the way.
I left the phone in the car.
Left the phone in the car.
So
Okay.
There for about 15 minutes. So I don't know if John used it to call to try to put things on me because it's all connected to my phone.
If who used it?
Yeah, Mark.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, because like I said, if whatever happened, she would say,
And then at what point did you come back and get the phone out of the car?
She's Trinidad, so she doesn't speak English.
I get that.
Yeah.
So at what point did you get the phone out of the car and go bury it?
About 10:45, sir.
About 10:45.
Yes.
So 10:45 until this morning when you walked back and unburied it, the phone, the cell towers and stuff is going to show the phone there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have, little friends and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like neighborhood kids.
Okay. What about them?
They see me bury it before.
So you think they unburied it?
It's always moving around.
Okay. And then
it's always like.
And then reburied it so that you could get it later.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the kids definitely see me bury it before.
Okay.
They always see, because they was out there too when I did it. It's like, y'all better not touch this phone.
When you were getting gas at the QT, is it QT?
Yes, sir, it is.
Did anyone get out of your car?
I didn't see anybody.
You didn't see anyone get out of your car?
I didn't see anybody in my car. You know, she has her, it definitely feel like a spirit. Even when I'm alone, it definitely feel like she's always with me. Because she has her things, her clothes is in the trunk. We just moved from Airbnb to our first house. So I always feel like she's with me, but she's not.
Gotcha. So did you buy this place that you were at? Yeah?
Yes, I did.
Oh, recently?
Recently, I own it.
Yeah. When did you move in, though? I mean, when did you buy it?
We bought it about 4 months ago.
Okay.
Jenny, our realtor, hooked us up.
Okay.
And David. Jenny and David. Yeah. They have a good relationship with me and Candace.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I went to QT. I went inside the store. I came back out. I seen that there was a lot of kids out there today. Seen that it was popping. I was like, alright, cool. Got back in the car, got some gas, left out.
And where'd you go from there?
Went home.
Okay, you went.
I went straight home.
You went home, and then what?
Left the phone in the car.
Left the phone in the car. Okay.
I had to come right back. So I'm halfway to Estrella.
Mm-hmm.
I'm basically sneaking behind her back because she sleeps. I don't want to bother her.
Mm-hmm.
So I go back to John's crib, and
How'd you get in the car? Was it locked?
No, the keys are in.
You leave it unlocked?
Mm-hmm. I leave it unlocked.
Okay.
It's a rental.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come back to the house. Did you go in the house?
No.
No. Okay. Were there any other vehicles there?
No other vehicles.
No other vehicles there.
I don't see any other vehicles.
Okay.
It might be some, normally it's different vehicles that's parked on a block that I don't know about.
Sure.
I don't know what that's about.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so what'd you do when you got back to the house then?
Okay, when I got back to the house, I searched for the phone. I couldn't find it at first. I'm like, it's moved. How did it become on the floor? So I found it under the seat. I thought that was weird. It's like, you know what? Don't pay no attention. Then, buried the phone.
Okay. Was she home?
Definitely.
She was home. Okay. Does she drive?
No.
She doesn't have a car or anything?
No.
Okay. Okay. And then, so you got your phone, and then you went.
I'm thinking she's trying to keep this from me.
What do you mean?
She was in the trunk of that car? You saying?
I don't know if she's in the trunk of the car.
Because I'm thinking if anything, she's trying to keep it from me, and whatever happened with that, she's just trying to keep it from me. That's what I believe.
What do you mean keep it from me?
She didn't want to. She knows she don't want to stress me out. I already have a lot on my plate.
Okay.
I'm an artist. I'm rapping every day. I gotta feed the cats. I feed her. I cook her breakfast every morning. I just try to stay positive. I stopped smoking weed. I stopped drinking liquor. So it's just trying to stay busy and stay focused in a good way.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
I mean, she was very clear when she said that this was between you and her. What happened?
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't just say my husband. I know she's from Trinidad, but she didn't just
I
say
will
my
protect
husband.
her. No, I'm going to protect her, and she doesn't have her green card, so if she, whatever. I just want you to see the video. She's mentally, we have issues that we need to stop. Maybe she feel as though she has an internal feeling I put her in this situation because I want to be a person that's talking to other females, and she wants to be just focused on me. So she was forced to do that because she's not going to just die in the house and just be bored with herself. So maybe she feels like this is like a slap in your face. Now what? You know, and
You think she's telling us you did this to kind of jab at you, get back at you?
To get back at me.
Okay.
So I stopped this. So I stop it, and then we get back to our family. That's all.
But really, it was Mark.
It was Mark, man. You know, the thing is, for him to call off my phone, bro, that's some CIS.
Well, I don't understand how he did that. You gotta walk me through how he did that.
I don't got no code on my phone. There's no code.
Yeah, but how did he get your phone to do that?
It was left in the car.
So he used it in that like 15-minute period that...
Yeah, he's like, no, she ain't gonna get me. And he put it on me. Because at the end of the day,
So Mark was at the house.
Why are we all here? We all here to support me. She's here to support me. Anybody that's in my life is there to support you. So no, blame your ass. Put it on him. Blame it on Bryshere. And that's kind of how it led up. Because it's my home. This is where you did it at my home. I should not even allow that. Like, that's so stupid for me. So for her, she don't have a green card. She don't have an insurance. She's just being honest. You know. And she's not being fully honest. But she's being honest because she know how severity of the situation get. This is Arizona. They don't play that. You know. And they would send her to a psychic ward. She went in there like that and didn't say nothing that made sense as a female. But she got to understand, she's putting me now in danger. She's putting me in hot water. Because you guys got to go check video, think, you know, do this and do that.
Well, she got out of your car at the QT.
That's unbelievable. Like when I was talking to him.
So she did. So that
he
would...
asked me, did you know anybody was in the car? I said, no.
So that would mean that Mark was still at your house while she was in your car.
What?
Well, he made a phone call with your phone, right?
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. Yeah. Well, why would he still be at my house?
Well, so let's see. So you were at the QT around 10 o'clock or so.
Yeah.
She got out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when you went inside, I don't know. I didn't see it for myself. This is just what the other officer's telling me that he saw in the video.
Mm-hmm.
And then you left and you drove straight back home.
Mm-hmm.
And then you started walking to John's house.
Mm-hmm.
Except you came back.
Mm-hmm.
And in that short period of time, when you parked there and you walked away and you came back.
About 15 minutes. You know, that's a long walk.
About 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Mark was there to get into your vehicle, use your phone.
Put hands on my girl.
Put hands on your girl.
Uh-huh.
Use your phone.
Uh-huh.
And then put it back in the car and then go.
But this is what I don't know if it's going to add up. I don't know if Mark put his hands on her in that 15 minutes or he already did. Because like you said, she had already jumped out the car.
Sure.
So maybe like that whole time I was going at 5:30, they've been arguing, they've been fighting.
Okay.
And he uses my phone.
Okay.
And maybe he's like,
I don't think you missed anything.
He's like, maybe where is she? Like, where is she at? You know, maybe he's home. Like, where is she? He don't know I'm outside of the house. So maybe he's thinking like, oh shit, she's about to go get the cops on me. He's panicking. He uses my phone to call. It says whatever he says.
He said, my name is Mark.
For real?
Yep.
Asshole.
Why?
Because it's like saying Ellen. If you look at Ellen DeGeneres' name, you're gonna say it. You're gonna breathe it. When you look at it, you see Ellen DeGeneres. You know, and Mark. Who knows if that's even his real name? You know, it's all a mental warfare playing a game with me. It's like I allow him in my house, so that's something I shouldn't have did.
So okay, so then you buried your phone after you came back and got it and you left, right?
Yeah,
In that 15 minutes, we established that he was at the QT.
Okay.
He went inside. At some point, she got out of that vehicle.
Oh, so...
Well, he doesn't know that. I told him that.
Like I told him, you told me that. I didn't
Same
even
thing
know.
you guys
Same thing
covered.
you said. I told you I didn't know. He said the same thing.
Okay, so she got out. He doesn't know that. She got out of the vehicle there. You filled up and you drive back to your house.
Mm-hmm.
You start walking to John's house. You realize you left your phone in the car.
15 minutes, yep.
You get back about 15 minutes later.
It's on the floor. It's moved
on the
from
floor. The phone
from
is
a different
moved.
bed. Yep, I told him that. Yep.
But you take the phone
Take the phone,
and you go bury it.
bury it.
You go to John's house.
John's house.
And you stay there for the rest of the night.
Rest of the night.
And at some point, when the officers came to your house and they called that number that we just talked about,
Yes, sir.
they talked to somebody on that phone. It wasn't you?
It wasn't me.
How is that possible?
It wasn't.
They talked to somebody on that phone who was in your house.
It wasn't me.
Okay.
Couldn't be.
Okay.
Couldn't be.
Um,
Couldn't be.
does Mark look like you?
He's.
You guys have the same like height, build, hair, stuff like that?
He has more curly hair. He has the things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
It couldn't have been me. I don't know if he. It's a bunch of technology where you can link phones.
not phone numbers.
You could. It's apps. It's definitely apps. It's Google numbers.
Yeah, but
things
the
of that
cell towers don't lie. I mean, I could call you with a
Right.
fake number,
Right.
so that you say, "Oh, this is John calling me,"
Yeah.
because that's John's number. But then really, it's me because I changed my number, right? That kind of
Right.
app.
What
But
about the other phone? 'Cause
the
I know
cell
that-
companies don't lie
I know
about
the other phone. I know the other phone, right?
Okay.
Was still in the house.
Yeah, but it was
That's
this
what
phone
her-
number.
I'm not sure. That's something that I'm unaware of. Like I said, when I bury the phone, his kids, they know where I bury it. I tell them don't touch the phone. I don't know if they do whatever they do, but these are young kids. We play around all the time, but I don't know who they could be possibly. I don't know if they would do that. I don't think they would. Is this even true?
What?
It's true. What I told you?
The phone call?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
We're not gonna make stuff up. And
Yeah.
I do sometimes, but I didn't make that up.
You crazy.
so, Mark, you say Mark has been inside the house? Are we still? Is that what you're saying? Mark was inside the house?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what we've been talking about.
Okay. And how long you been living at this house?
3-4 months, maybe.
And how many times Mark has been there?
Maybe twice to 3 times.
Have you seen him there? You yourself seen him there?
I won't be there when he's there. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
So how you know that he's there if you have never seen him?
I've seen him before, but I
At the house I'm talking, specifically at the
At my
house.
house? Of course I've seen him, because that's my house.
Does he live here?
He live in Arizona. He live in Phoenix, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know how she met him? Or like, who is this guy?
Maybe from Instagram.
Okay, so just some dude.
Yeah, and she said, I want you to meet him. I said, I gotta trust him. Trust him. Alright, you look alright. You look cool.
Okay.
Alright, little boy. You ain't got no gun on you. You ain't got nothing on you. No weapons. But she's just so tender. She's so tender-headed. She bruised easily. Even when we have sex, she bruised. So I know that if they got into a fight, it don't look cute.
Where does she bruise when you have sex?
Like if I grab her waist, you can see my fingers on her waist.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's from Trinidad, huh?
Yeah,
I haven't spoken to her myself. Does she speak good English?
she does.
Pretty clear?
She does.
And we established that the reason she would tell officers that you did this.
It's to slap in the face to say, stop it. It's time for us to just be us. No insiders, no outsiders. And
Stop what? What do you think she's trying to tell you stop?
Stop the cheating. I guess stop the cheating. Stop the texting. Stop the
Why don't she just tell
open
you?
relationship.
Why don't she just talk to you about that?
Because she can talk to me about anything, but she just wants to be supportive. She don't want to.
This isn't very supportive, telling the cops that you did this stuff to her.
Yeah, that's not supportive. But at the same time, she don't have a green card, so she does not want to get deported. And that's a big thing with her. She does not want to get deported. And I'm like, I'll take the fall, but at the same time, if I take the fall, you have to see the video.
Well, I don't want you to take the fall for anything you had done.
Yeah,
I don't want anyone doing
that's
that.
my wife. I just don't want her. I put myself in a situation. As a man, I just gotta. I don't know what's next with this.
Here's what I can tell you. I'll say this, and I don't know where my partner stands on this. Okay, I won't speak for him. I'm just going to speak for me. I don't believe you, and that's just me being honest and in a respectful way. I'm not being disrespectful. Okay,
Okay,
I don't believe you.
it's okay.
And
we're on the same page with that.
And we do,
because it's not. I'm trying to figure it out. It's not adding.
You guys, you're detectives. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to help you put the story together.
This is going to line up for us. It's going to, because we're going to track the phone locations, right? Put the phone numbers together.
Remember the phone?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
All the phones,
Okay.
with the vehicle locations, the surveillance, and everything like that.
Okay.
Because that stuff doesn't lie, right? It just doesn't lie. And I'm pretty sure there's Ring cameras around your house too, to help us show you coming and going. Like that neighbors have Ring cameras.
Sure.
So that'll show and obviously I haven't done that yet because it's still early, right? But that'll help us say, okay, yep, there he is. He parked right there. You know what I mean? He drove past.
All my neighbors, but my neighbors on my block. See, the neighbors like down the street may have them, but my neighbors on my block don't do surveillance like that.
This is a doorbell. A lot of people have them. Shoot, it costs like nothing nowadays. Just a doorbell.
You see, the doorbells is like so it's like a harness, and then you go into the door. So my house is the only one that like kind of open.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll see what's there and what's not.
Okay.
So what I'm telling you is this is gonna pan out. We don't throw something to the side until it makes sense. We don't put a bow on it until it makes sense.
That's why I want to show you the video.
Okay.
To show you.
And we'll get there. We'll get there at some point.
A lot of girls go through.
We'll get there at some point. But right now, what I'm concerned about is last night's events.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe her mental issues. Like I said, she was trying to kill herself about 2 days. I'm professional. I don't think like that. She's going through mental issues. So this is.
That may be true.
That's why I'm showing you the video, because
that may be true.
Her IQ is, who Yaz texts, who I text, what girl I seen that day. She don't know if I ran into a girl and gave her my number that day when I went to Walmart or something like that. She's insecure because I can get any girl I want type of thing. So she's like, she don't know what I'm doing. 'Cause I cheated on her before. She don't know if I walk away from you guys and I text Shorty and say, meet me here. Because I've done it plenty of times and came back home. And she never knew about it. So she's so, in that mode too. I really just want her to get looked at. And I want to talk to her about it when we get home. And just, we ain't gonna have you guys coming to the house anymore. We should not have you guys coming to the house anymore. And that's just what it is. I'm sorry you guys gotta actually you know what I'm saying?
What do you
mean? Put your all in this and.
Oh shoot! Don't be sorry. We this is a voluntary job. I mean, if I don't like it, I can leave. But this is what we do, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's forcing me to do anything.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Like if she's mentally going it, then maybe she jumped in the car and didn't even tell me she was in the car, or she was already in the car. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Maybe she was hiding from him. She's in the car. I don't know. And I'm just going to get some backwoods. I'm all happy. She's all you know what I'm saying?
I would rather.
I know how she thinks.
I can't make you do anything. We're certainly not here to try. I would rather have a discussion. I would rather come in here and have a discussion with you about what happened and how, and maybe there's an explanation and how you can help me understand. But we're not there. We're just not getting
I'm
there.
probably the most positive, motivating person. I motivate everybody I meet.
You seem like a motivated person.
I give them the chance to hear themselves. That's the talent I have. That's why people hire me, because I give them. I help that.
At the end of the day,
yes, sir.
As the detective is explaining to you, it will add up for us, right? So let's think forward a little bit.
Okay.
Right. Once we have all the information that we're currently working on right now, and it shows everything that you're telling us is not true. Think about that for a second, without even responding. Just think about that for a second.
So you're saying that I did. So if you go and look at the video at QT, and you don't see me get out the car, right? Okay. That's not true. I told you I went to QT.
Right. But there's other stuff.
Okay, so if you check the phone, and
Okay.
you see that the phone was in one location, well, the neighborhood location, the whole time while I'm at John's house. That's not true, because I said that was true. I said
Okay,
that's where it was.
can you help us find John?
Like I said, bro, it's like me meeting you today. I don't know where you live. We got a good vibe. Like, I feel like we could be, if I met you out in person, I'd be like, yo, what's up, bro?
Absolutely.
He is.
But the
He's a
thing
good
is,
dude.
Yeah,
He's a good dude.
the thing is, you told me
Yeah.
you met John.
And she's pregnant. That's one other thing.
Hold on. You told me you met John.
Mm-hmm.
You and John had a connection.
Mm-hmm.
John went to your house.
Mm-hmm.
You went to John's house.
Yes.
More than once.
Twice.
You
But you
felt
gotta
so
think-
comfortable with John,
Yeah.
with that connection, you
Mhm.
passed out, slept at his house.
Yeah, CBD, good food. Catch the itis. You know how we get. We eat food, we get sleepy. We pass out. You know? We got in the pool. It was just relaxed. The body feel good. You feel good. You ain't feel like this yesterday.
But you can't tell me how to get in touch with John.
I don't know him like that. He has my number.
But the neighbor down the street knows him well enough and knows
I don't
John.
the neighbor in the neighborhood.
Right.
Yes, sir.
You said down your street, right? I was walking with her daughter.
Yes, she's one
That
of these
neighbor
houses.
knows John well enough
Yes, sir.
and knows you well enough to know that both you and John are friends. So she texts John
Yes, sir.
that police were at your house
Mhm.
and John relayed that information to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you were at John's house this morning, but you can't tell me with that relationship and that history and that tight circle that you have,
Mhm.
there's no way you could tell me how to make contact with John. No way whatsoever.
No, because life ain't like life is unexpected. You know.
Is there a way to contact that lady who you said text?
I don't know.
John.
If I seen her, I'll know her. If I seen her, I would know. Like, oh, that's the lady that said what's up to John that day. They only seen me outside probably like 2, 3, 4 times. So every time I come outside, there's nobody outside. It's too hot. So when I'm outside, John, she just ran it. Just luckily we ran into each other. That's all. John is about my height. He's loud.
So you're saying that did you go into anything that Candace said?
No,
So-
just vaguely that she named him.
She named me.
Yeah.
And you're saying she's doing this
Yes, ma'am.
for what reason?
She does not want to get deported. She just wants whatever that happened, that tragedy happened last night. The only way for her to get treated is to tell them some type of,
You're asking us though to believe some kind of
type
outrageous things, man.
she's from Trinidad. So if I talk to you, you hear everything I'm saying, don't you? If you hear
I'll make a
her,
phone call.
Mhm.
Update.
Okay.
You good with that?
Yeah.
if you hear her, you may not hear a lot of words. You may not hear a lot of words. She's not very US that way. She's not that way. But her thing is she doesn't want to get deported. So anything to say whatever what she said, it was for her to get treated. She don't have insurance. She didn't think it probably would go this far. And that's it.
Without being able to verify John and verify this Mark person,
Yes, sir.
and with you
And I have the video.
And with you-
Yes, sir.
changing your story
I don't change my story, bro.
as we move forward, it's really posing a challenge for us to
I'm telling you everything. You want to ask me again, I'll tell you in fast speed. And I won't get anything wrong. What time, where I was at, where the phone was at, everything. I tell you the same thing. She wanted to have sex. It was a good day. Around 4, 5:30 I left. I'll tell you the same thing. Came back at 10. Get some gas. Oh. And I know this is something. This like if somebody say we need to send this person to a place or something like that. If they sign a petition, this law in Arizona will send you to that place, just like this situation. This is like a.
do you have any injuries on you or scratches or anything like that?
I have football injuries.
Do you mind if I take a look? Do you mind standing up and showing me?
Yeah.
You okay? Is that from football?
Yeah. So My knee, man. Right here, man.
Where's that from?
Trying to get me down.
And this was with who? With John?
John and some ASU guys. You know, I could compete with the football players.
Where do you get that from?
I'm wide receiver, so.
This one right here.
I'm wide receiver, so get off me. You know how they try to push on you? This dude got long nails. Like, yeah, get off me. So,
Where else? Where else? Do you have any injuries on your shirt?
probably,
On your chest area? Where you get that one on your right side?
probably when I got tackled.
So all of that is from, you don't need to, you can sit down now. So all of that is
Yes,
from
sir.
football.
Yes, sir.
Those injuries are not consistent with, scratches from playing football.
No, I mean, can I stand up again?
Because I've had those injuries before.
No, can I stand up?
Similar injuries. You know how I obtained some of those injuries that
How?
are very similar?
How?
Getting over a wall.
Nah. Hell no. Well,
No?
I do that too. Yeah, I do that.
You do that?
Yeah.
When was the last time you were over a wall?
I do that all the time.
When was the last time you were over a wall? Those scratches are fresh, like they happened today.
When the last time? I always do it, especially at night. Because
Okay.
it's like gymnastics.
Okay. When was the last time you were over a wall? Those scratches look very fresh.
Maybe last night to come back.
To come back to the house last
Yes.
night?
Yes, sir. To
What
come
time?
back. Not sure. Not sure at all.
So,
But yes, I do it like
so you came back. You didn't go through the front door. You went over the wall.
to get over to cut the distance. Sometimes that's what you do to cut the distance.
So you went over the wall. Which wall was that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what wall that was. But yeah, no, this is not from wall. This is not from wall.
But look at it.
Yeah,
Right here.
it definitely is. Look,
I see it right
yeah.
here.
But if I'm like this, a wide receiver, a cornerback in ASU, it's like, okay, yes, you think you gonna catch this ball?
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got no equipment on, and he got long nails. So I'm like, get over me.
Let's look
That's
at it.
nails.
Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's
8.
nails. That's all.
8 nails.
No, but we all playing football.
8 nails. That's at least
Not
8.
8 nails, but different locations of. You see, this one is longer.
They're all consistent. They're going in the same direction.
Yes, but this I always do the same
Hold on
thing.
a second. They're
Yes,
going
sir.
in the same direction.
Yes, sir.
Right? And
Yeah.
that's, as I explained to you before,
Yeah.
I've sustained some of those injuries before. And it's
Yeah.
by getting over a wall.
But you're a police officer.
But
That's just like football players. It's the same. You got big thighs, so
You-
your workout could be the same workout for an athlete. You
Right.
gotta understand, we both moving. We're alive.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Hold
if
on.
somebody is sticking me, somebody is on top of me,
Mhm.
a cornerback, and he's like, you know what I mean? That's what it is. But yes, I do jump walls because it cuts the distance and it's funner.
So, tell me, when was the last time you jumped over a wall?
I'm not sure.
But you did it last night. You said you
Yes,
did it
yes.
last night to get back into the
Yes,
house.
but I don't want to give you a false alarm. I just want to let you know, you are right. I do jump the wall, but this is from the wall, not this.
Which one is from the wall?
This is from the wall.
Okay.
This is from the wall. Not
And that
this.
was last night.
Yes.
Okay. And that was to get back into the house.
Yes.
Okay.
When was that? Because I missed that part. You said
And I
you-
do that to go to John's house too sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. So you parked your car.
Mhm.
We went through the whole night.
Yeah, no, he
You parked
said,
your
no,
car
he said, let me see your injuries. That's
Yeah,
what he
yeah,
said. And I told him,
Oh, I'm talking about when you jumped the wall.
no, but he said these look like wall injuries.
Okay.
I
I
never
don't
said
care.
anything
I don't
about
care.
wall.
I'm just trying to figure out when this happened. We went through the
Okay,
whole night.
okay, yeah.
You parked your car after you got back from QT.
Mm-hmm.
You left.
Yeah.
You came back, got your phone.
Yeah.
About 15 minutes
I
later.
had to jump the walls to even get back that time.
That's when you jumped the walls.
I jump the walls all the time. Especially
No, last night. When did you jump the wall?
And I do it sometimes during the day. I ain't even gonna hold you. Sometimes I swim in people's pools.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing, but
Okay. So
yeah. I was like, hey, you know what I mean? This is a
you jumped
new.
your wall to get.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So when you came back, when you parked your car there,
Uh-huh.
where did you walk? Down the sidewalk? You jumped your wall?
Where did I walk? On the street. It's pitch black. Just go straight. You know?
So you didn't jump any walls that time.
Yeah, I jumped the walls to get closer to John.
Okay, like through backyards, you mean? Or
Backyard, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm hopping over the backyard to get to the overside.
And then when you came back to get your phone, were you jumping walls then too?
Always, because it cuts distance.
Okay.
And it's hot outside. You will get a heat stroke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after you got your phone, you left
Mm-hmm.
again. You jumped some more walls.
Yeah. Do I bury it?
Buried it. Okay.
Yeah, I jumped some more walls.
Jumped some more walls. You buried your phone.
Yeah.
You always bury it in the same place?
I do, but the kids, when I did bury it, I'm surprised. It is late outside, but they're outside.
I'd love to know where this was, because if I could go out there and find some fresh dirt where you buried this phone, that would help verify your story.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's always in the same place.
You know
right?
the construction site where the construction workers are, right across, like around that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you went to John's house and you stayed there until this morning.
Yes, sir.
We're getting a little bit more each time, right?
Why did you not tell us that you went back to the house and you had to jump the wall to get back into the house? Why did you not tell us that?
I don't know, man. I probably should have said that. But I'm thinking like,
What is the? You got some like a face mask?
oh no, it's sunscreen. So while we playing football,
Gotcha.
you know, you get the sun. You want the sun to hit your face.
Oh no,
You have
it's
a good
smart.
day.
It's
You know,
smart.
you leave work. You want to put on that outfit. You know.
Yeah. No, it's smart. I just
Yeah.
didn't know. Okay.
That's all.
Because some people do like the skin. What is it? You know, skin.
Oh yeah, I should have been
Things.
dried off though. I'm surprised.
Most of it's gone. There's just a little bit.
Oh okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm jumping walls. Sometimes I swim in people's pools.
So when you went back inside, where was Candace? Last night when you went back inside, what was she doing?
I didn't go back inside. When I came back, you guys are out there.
No, you said you jumped the wall
Mm-hmm.
and went back to the house, right?
To John's house.
No, you told me.
No, he just asked me. He just asked me about. So you've been jumping walls. You've been jumping walls. So you jumped
You
walls.
told me that you went back to your house last night and you
Yeah.
jumped the wall to get in there.
No, not to get in the house. I jumped the walls to get back to my house. I'm sorry to say, but to get to my house, I'm jumping the walls. So when I'm leaving John, I'm jumping the wall. It's about daylight now. I'm still jumping the walls to get back to my house to talk to y'all.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
I wasn't going to jump over my own fence and y'all think I'm Mark or something or whoever. I'm like, no, I'm going to go over and talk to y'all. I don't know what's going on. I ain't jumping over my neighbors and getting into my own land.
Did you?
That's all.
You
Okay.
said you did. You said you did.
Yeah.
And you said you've done it multiple times
Yeah.
because it cuts the distance.
But the thing is, you guys were there.
And you said you did that last night to go back to the house.
I didn't go back to the house last night. I came back when you guys found me. And I went to the house. That's when I came back. So that's why I'm jumping back. You get it? So I'm jumping back during that time. Any other time without the cops, yes, I'm getting back in the house from jumping over the walls. You know what I'm saying? It's what do you say? It's Arizona.
Okay. Okay.
It's a travel place. It's like you got the Grand Canyon.
So
Enjoy it.
because you knew the officers were at the house, you didn't want to be jumping walls and looking like you were doing something.
Yes, yeah. I didn't want y'all, like, if the neighbors complained about it,
Okay.
or if something happened, I just didn't want to be that culprit, the one that was jumping the walls. So I just didn't.
So when your phone was buried between like 10, what would we say, like 10:30, 10:45, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
until you went and got it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
You not worried about dirt getting in it and everything like that?
Nah.
Okay.
Because I got insurance, so I feel like I get a new phone every month.
Okay.
And it's like
It
$20.
still seems easier to me just to like throw it in a cabinet or something, right? Like,
She'll
you get
find
to
it.
Your friend's house. No, like
She'll
at your
find
friend's
it.
house. At your friend's house.
Oh, your friend's house?
Yeah. Take it, throw it in the cabinet, sit down, I got a time and turn it off. I'm not even messing with my phone until the
But you
morning.
don't trust them, though. You want to be aware of everything you're doing, and you trust them. There's nothing meat and bad going on. It's still A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's just
So it's the second time you've been to John's house.
yeah,
But you bury your phone out there all the time.
near the house. So that the phone is like near the crib, like Estrella where the construction is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where else do you go that you buried out there so you don't take it with you?
Man, I mean, the kids see me bury it. The kids that be at the playground, they see me bury it. And
well, shoot, man.
Sometimes I bury it.
You were just worried that John might take your phone. You're not worried about these kids taking your phone?
No, I trust the kid though, because I know that it's a burn phone. There's nothing on it. It's just like.
But you're worried about John taking your phone.
I don't know him. I'm not worried about him.
So who cares if he takes it? You just told me it was a burner, man.
I'm saying that what I'm trying to say is you don't need a phone because a phone is going to make you unaware. I'm from Philly, so if people getting killed for looking down at their phone, they look around and getting shot. So I'm saying I don't need to be in that situation. And one, I got to protect my image and protect what I do. So I need to be aware and conscious at all times.
Okay.
I don't need a phone. You my phone, John. What you want to talk about, John?
So would
Go over
anybody
here, John? Okay, come. All right.
would anybody have used that
I-
phone
Uh-huh.
between while it was buried from the
Yes,
time
sir.
you buried it 10 something
Yes, sir.
till you got it this morning?
Yes, sir.
Would anybody have used that phone for any reason?
If they charged it.
Only so that phone should not have been used.
No.
Because if somebody used it, that means they went, unburied it, used it,
And that don't seem.
and then buried
that don't
it
seem
again
true.
for you to get.
That don't seem true. And the thing is, it was dead when I picked it
Because
back
when the
up.
officers were at your house
Mhm.
before you got there,
Okay.
they called that number, that phone,
Mhm.
and talked to presumably you inside your house about
I'm
coming
black,
out.
but that ain't me.
Well, what I'm
It
saying,
ain't me.
what
I'm black though.
What I'm
I'm black
what
though.
I'm saying is somebody was using it. So what,
Okay.
the piece I'm trying to fill in here isn't whether or not the person that was using your phone was black, but the person that was using their phone was using the phone. Period. Anybody. It was buried. Right. So when they talked to somebody on the phone,
What did they say? What did they talk to?
well, I
them
didn't
about?
have the phone conversation, but it was on that number, right? So after they talked to that person that was pretending to be you, they went back out there and buried it again, so that when you were walking home this morning, you could unbury it and bring it home with you.
That don't make sense.
I know.
I don't. That part of the story don't make sense.
I know.
I don't know if that's even true. How can somebody talk on that phone if it's dead?
Well, I suppose if it was dead, they couldn't. I'm just. I'm not
Yeah.
telling you.
I know.
I'm not telling you how it works. I'm
I
just
understand.
telling you the steps that I know. I know a phone call was made on that phone to somebody while they were outside your house
Can
talking
you get
to
a
somebody.
recording of that? Did he record it? Did the
I'm
officer-
sure. We record everything.
If he recorded it, then maybe we
We recorded everything.
Maybe we can figure something out as far as find my iPhone.
So you and my partner talked to. My partner mentioned a little bit
Yeah.
before I stepped out about thinking ahead and looking forward.
Yeah.
And I talked to you a little bit about the steps that we on our side are going to take to help establish these facts, right? Or to
Yeah.
help.
You're not just gonna do that.
Yeah. So looking ahead, thinking forward,
Did she get treated yet?
knowing what we're going. That's the other half of our job, right? That's
Okay.
how we take care of things. So.
All right. 'Cause I know she's been probably in the
Knowing that
COVID.
that's where we're headed with this investigation,
Yeah.
and we sit down, we have another conversation with you later. Okay, let's imagine later we sit down, we have another conversation, and we tell you, listen, Mr. Gray, this is what we saw. This is
Okay.
what we found out between neighbor cameras or GPS on your phone. All that stuff we talked
Did
about.
the cops? So I was gone when probably the cops were there. Did the cops see the vehicle in the driveway? Because if they seen the vehicle in the driveway, that tells you that I'm telling the truth. Because, like I said, I dropped the vehicle back home and I went back to John's. But he was on the phone. You saying that he
Well,
was
it
talking to
doesn't.
somebody.
That doesn't tell me that you're telling the truth. What it tells me is that the vehicle was in the driveway and that wherever you were was
Because
either
he was
in the house or on
that
foot
phone,
somewhere.
Because that phone don't add up with what she's saying. If somebody called off that phone, you saying that
You're
conversation.
none of this, Mr. Gray. None of
No.
this. adds up.
That's the only piece of the story
No,
that
no.
I feel like that doesn't add up.
For you, based on what you're laying out for us. But I
Yeah.
can tell you right now, to be
Yeah.
perfectly honest, on
Yeah.
this side of the table, none of it adds up.
If you look at the video, I went to the QT. Let me just say this.
I got no problem with that.
Yeah, you'll see me at the QT. You'll see me pump gas. You ain't gonna see anything else. You see me walking out of my house. You may see that. You may see those videotapes of me walking out of my house because some people don't have those tapes.
Some people don't.
Yeah, and then you may not see that. And then what you may see is me hopping over fences or something like that. to get to John's house. Maybe. What you may see.
Someone called, by the way. Someone called and said, "Hey, someone just jumped over my fence." I don't know who. Someone called.
What you may see is the video that I'm going to show you, which is going to support her mental health. This is a big state on, if I get a petition, I'm not going to get a petition on my own wife. But maybe I should have.
So here's what here's what you're asking us to do. You're asking us to look at this.
I'm asking y'all to let me go, goddammit.
I hear it. You're asking us
so I can eat my food.
To look at this video to see her state of mental health a few days ago.
This is the big state of that.
And
if I showed that to the psychiatric ward, that's enough for the petition. That's
and I'm interested.
I don't want to give her a petition.
It'll happen. Well, no, not in that. I didn't see in the video.
Okay.
But you're also asking us to ignore a whole lot of other things that make sense about what happened last night.
No, it definitely happened last night. Somebody definitely did this. Sure. But it wasn't my black hands. It wasn't me. You know, and like I said, she doesn't have a green card. She does not have a
I get that. I get
insurance.
that.
So
none of that concerns me. I get that.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, I have a question. Yeah. Do you, when you're not at home, where do you stay? Like when you go travel and, you know,
I'm home.
Vacation? Or
I'm home. I'm with her 24/7.
So the only place you stay when you is home. So if you travel to, say, California, you don't stay overnight? Do you come back home?
When we bought the cat in Texas.
Texas, where do you stay?
We were staying in a hotel.
You would stay in a hotel?
Yeah.
Like what hotel?
Hotel. I can say in Texas, it was just 16 hours from Arizona to drive to Texas, so we stayed in Texas. We stayed in Mexico. We stayed in here. No, not Mexico. We stayed in Texas. We stayed in a lot of places. You know, from 16 hours.
How do you pay for it?
I'm about $1 million something in my account.
No, how do you pay for it? Like means like credit card,
credit card, but off my old credit card.
Off your old credit card?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you used any other name?
Always Bryshere Gray. Always with my ID says, because they don't let you check in at all. They don't let you check in without.
Were you born in Illinois?
No, that's where I started making my millions.
Okay. Okay. Where were you born?
Philly.
Never been there.
It's crazy out there. They looting crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right now you mean? Yeah.
Right now.
I heard that. How long did you live in Philly? When did you leave?
I left at like 19.
And then moved to Illinois?
Moved to Illinois, and then from Illinois we drove to Arizona.
Okay.
And then we just recently came.
How old are you now?
26, but I feel 21.
Yeah, good. Good.
And he feel 20.
Yeah.
That's right. 19.
No, yeah. This guy's getting old,
yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I think you had mentioned when I was coming in that you had called, or there was a phone call and somebody used the name Mark. Did you guys mention that?
Yeah, I told you somebody called from the QT and with that phone number, and it said
from QT
or over there in that area. I don't know. Maybe it was a Circle K, maybe it was QT, something like that, right?
Let me ask you this, right? And I want your honesty. I'm not saying you've been lying or anything like that, because maybe you've been up all night. I was up all night, so a lot of times when you were not completely rested, the brain tends to not function 100%. Do you agree? When you lack of sleep sometimes?
No.
I
don't agree. I'm always aware.
So
I'm driving a vehicle, I gotta be cautious at all times.
Sometimes if I drive when I'm too tired, I'll run off the roadway.
I ain't too tired. I'm about to go.
But
I'm never
that's just me though.
But I'm never tired.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you're 100%.
Yeah.
So back to the phone call with the name Mark, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that number, that person associated called from this number.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you want me to break that down for you so you understand before he asks his question?
No, he's saying that somebody used that phone and said they called the cops.
Mm-hmm.
And what did they say?
Yeah, he's gonna explain.
Because I thought that he called the cops at the house.
He's gonna explain.
Thought he called the cops at the house.
What's that?
No, the cops called that phone at the house. We called that phone. It said, "Hey, we're trying to get in touch with Mr. Gray."
Do you have video of that phone call from the house?
Yeah, we record everything.
Okay. Then listen to it.
Yeah. So what I'm telling you about this situation
Mm-hmm.
is
It
is from that area.
You sure it's from the QT? I
Well,
didn't even use a phone. You see the video that I get in the car, I get out the car, I go inside, I come outside, I park the car, I pump it, and I leave. So it couldn't have been at the QT. It don't make sense. It had to.
Where could it have happened from?
It could have happened when like I said, when I left the phone in there. You know, these cell phone towers are shitty. Sprint is the worst stuff.
Is that your carrier, Sprint?
No, AT&T. Never rely on a carrier. Never rely on that stuff. You know how Wi-Fi, you go to the next page and it's still loading? Mm-hmm. It's not that
So what are you
efficient.
trying to tell me about?
I'm just saying that piece of evidence is not efficient. It's like saying a clown face. So I put a clown face on and I go to a party. I'm a clown. I could do everything a clown can do. I can't. Clowns know how to do magic. I don't know how to do magic.
Okay.
Have you ever used the name Mark before?
No. Not at all. My name Bryshere, okay?
You've never used the name Mark before.
No,
What
sir.
if I tell you, right?
Yeah.
Potential, like we're thinking ahead again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Down the road.
Yeah.
History to show that whenever you check into hotels, you used the name Mark before.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're ordering food,
I
we have
I
information.
don't order food.
We have information that lead us to believe that you have used that name Mark before.
Never.
And it's consistent with...
I don't order food. My girl cooks food.
Mr. Gray,
She
it's
cooks food.
consistent with you using this name Mark again, making this phone call
No.
from that location.
Mark is a common name, sir. I don't use... If anything, when I did this TV show... You see, look, I'm from the TV show Empire. I know you know. I would use aliases.
Okay.
I wouldn't use Mark. I would use other aliases so they don't know. You can hear my voice and you can tell it's me sometimes. You dig me? So I'm like, I would need to use a different name back then. Now that she cooks for me every day, I cook for her every day. We don't
So
order
you're
out.
saying,
in Chicago.
and
In Chicago.
I'm trying to track the conversation about the phone call.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't in here.
Yeah, I'm saying
But
in
you're
Chicago.
saying, when I came and I sat down, you're saying,
Yeah.
so he's putting it on me. He's
He-
trying to put it on me.
Yeah.
Who are you making reference to trying to put this
Because
on
if
me?
I found this out, I'm looking for him.
Now hold on
He
a
going
second.
down.
Who are you saying is trying to put all of this on you? Because Mark.
Yes.
Because you're saying Mark dialed from your call the police from your number.
He had to when I left the phone in there. But I don't
So
understand.
Mark's fingerprint should be on your phone. Yes.
Should be.
Mm.
Should be.
Mark-
Or at least somebody. At least somebody.
Somebody.
is, right?
Yeah. Or if he's smart, you wipe it down. I don't know what type of street smart he has. I don't know if he is street smart.
But you didn't
that's-
wipe it down.
Hell no. I didn't wipe it down once I digged it up out the ground.
Still covered in dirt.
It's still covered in dirt. But we don't know how street smart this guy is because you know why? He did all this and it's still, y'all still don't believe me. So I feel like he is smart. He'd been in this situation before. He knew how to manipulate the evidence. Because we talking about me. Somebody that showed up and tried to show y'all something of what's going on instead of somebody that's missing. That's just like, a murderer walking freely. A murderer walking freely.
But while
in the
you
world.
were out, where you were
Well,
out
we should be
getting
focusing
gas,
on that.
but while you were out getting gas,
Yeah.
you're telling me that Mark called from your phone to report her missing.
Mm-mm. That phone was used only for YouTube at that time. To play music. And that was it. Play songs. When I got back to the house, parked the car, left the phone in the car. Went to John's house, came back, buried the phone. Yeah, somehow fences. Because it's cheap. It's not cheaper, but it's faster. That's all.
Okay. Well,
It's a long day.
I don't know, man.
It's gonna be a long day.
So you kind of like outlay very,
Yes.
you summarize what we've been, talking about for over the past, I don't know, hour and a half. You just summarized it right now in 30 seconds.
Hmm?
Right? But how it's, from my perspective, trying to gather the facts because we're like fact finders, right?
Yeah.
Trying to
You
put
know,
the pieces
a
together.
guy walked into a Chinese store in Philadelphia. This is a plain excuse. You don't know who to. There's so many black guys with the same thing on. You don't know who walked in that Chinese store and shot that Chinese store up. You know, it's the same thing.
It's
Philly.
not the same.
It's Philly.
So,
All right.
with this set of circumstances here, we're talking about you in this set of circumstances here.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that Candace probably went to the hospital based on her injuries.
Her mental issue and her mental state as well.
Right, but you mentioned her injuries.
Which I talked to her mom about, and she's been, you know, she'll say, you know, Yaz, don't put his hands on me. She says that.
But you mentioned, you talked about her injuries, right?
Prior, I talked to her about her.
No, you mentioned the fire department took her to the hospital because of the severity of her injuries. How do you know what injuries?
I didn't know all that. I just assumed. You
assumed that she has severe injuries from what?
No, I assumed that the fire people or somebody. I know her. She's not just going to get when you know somebody.
But you didn't even know Mark was at the house. You assumed he was there too.
No,
right?
but I'm just figuring out what's going on right now. I can see that if we were sitting in the bed, she wouldn't have to tell me what happened.
Did you guys have a fight last night?
If we were sitting in the bed, I wouldn't have to ask her. I would look her in the face and know. Okay, that's what happened. And I it's like putting this back.
But you haven't done that.
It's like putting this back in my pocket.
You haven't done that. You haven't sat across to know. You haven't talked to her since this whole thing happened.
Because I'm here, sir.
I know. So my point is.
And she's over there.
My point is.
Yeah. You're in your body. You're in your. This is your uniform, but this is who I am.
I agree.
I ain't running from it.
I agree.
Okay. What else you want to say?
Did you guys have an argument last night?
No.
You didn't argue about anything?
I told you. I mean, something inside. She, you know, I'm in the pool, and, you know, when I'm listening to Cardi B or something like that.
Okay.
And she's, I want to have sex. She says that at 4. 4:45. I'm still in the pool. She comes out. So, let me go take a poop. Do my thing.
You have a pool in your backyard?
Yeah, about 5. It'll take her 5 minutes. That's it. 5 minutes. Ain't an hour. 5 minutes. And I'm out. Ain't about all day. Just get on top, do your thing, take a shower, and go my way.
Do you guys have rough sex?
Sometimes.
Last night, did you? Or yesterday?
We always do.
Okay, what's rough?
Anything. Because she's tender. She's tender.
Well, what do you mean? Like what? Just you said sometimes. Describe your version of rough.
You want to really hear this?
Yeah, it's kind of important.
Alright, hitting it from the back. You know, that's really it.
Okay, but any rough stuff, like she wants you to slap her or hit her, she hits you.
I mean, sometimes she like me to slap her up. She like that.
On her butt?
No, she like me to slap her face.
Her face?
She likes that.
Okay.
Yeah. And
did you yesterday?
Every time she wants it. Did she want it yesterday? No.
Okay.
No.
She didn't ask you to. How do you know when she wants it?
She say slap me.
She tells you to. Okay. Anything else, like choking? I know there's a lot of that kind of stuff.
No, I don't do that.
Okay. What about her to you?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I might do this from the back. That's it.
Okay. What's that? Around the neck, shoulders? What are you talking about?
Shoulders, like the whole thing. Sometimes I might just grab a whole neck.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. How do you know if you're squeezing too hard around her neck?
I don't get off on that. I just get off on, her liking that type of stuff.
No, but I mean, how do you know? Like, so that you know that it doesn't get to that point, like accidentally, I'm saying.
Oh, I never did it. I'm tender. That's supposed to be your wife.
Okay.
No, that's your wife.
Did you do that yesterday when you guys had sex?
Yes.
Okay.
But it wasn't like, nothing crazy. I never go like that.
Okay.
That's just crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did she confront you about anything? Was she mad at you about anything?
She's always mad about a girl or mad about something, It's never,
What was she mad about yesterday?
She's a smart female, man. She's very smart, you know.
What was she mad about yesterday?
She's just, you know, if she see me texting, she's like, "What you doing? You're not texting girls, are you?" I'm like, "No, I ain't texting nobody. You're not worried about that."
And that's what, yesterday?
That's like every day. That's our language.
No, I know, but I want to focus on what happened yesterday,
Oh.
man. What was yesterday? What was her deal
That's
yesterday?
our language. When I'm talking to you, it's because I'm can hear. When I'm free, I'm free. I get to say what I want. I get to do what I want. It's my world. So that's our language. That's how our health get down. If you're around somebody like this, and I'm looking at you, I'm giving you life when you look at me in the eye. It's you allowing me to be that vessel, because every man is like Jesus. You allowing my body to be used as a vessel.
I just want to know what
That's
she was mad about yesterday.
All right. You know what I mean? She always mad about something, but like I said, she's a smart woman. She always want to keep my attention.
So what did she do yesterday? What did she tell you yesterday? Physically, with her mouth. What did she say yesterday?
She's just like, "You better not be texting those girls."
Okay, and then what did you say back?
I said, "Cool." I ain't
That was
worried
it?
about
Was that before the sex or after the sex?
That's before and after sometimes.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I go in the
Yesterday.
bathroom. I got my phone in the bathroom. I come out the bathroom. What she says is, "You texting them girls? You better be texting them girls." Okay, cool. I ain't texting nobody.
Okay. So you guys had this conversation before and after sex yesterday?
Yeah, I listened to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
We gotta find this Mark dude though.
Yeah.
when
And I tell you, cause I get your number. I'm gonna have him set up. Have him come back to the house.
I think Miss Phillips wanted to know if we need more time, maybe she could bring the phone over. What do you think?
I'm gonna bring him to the house.
Was she gonna take some photos over here?
She wanted to.
Yeah. We can do that whenever. You want to just let her know whenever, because we can take a break too and just get that.
Yeah, I
taken
texted
care
her
of.
that we need a little bit more time, but that was like maybe 4 or 5 minutes ago.
I'm gonna send him to the house. How about that?
I was gonna ask you. Hold on a second. So, you know fingerprints, like when you touch something, you have fingerprints on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And same for DNA, like your DNA from your skin, because we shed our skin, you know, we could get DNA from that, right? You don't really say that you're involved in really like rough sex or anything like that, right? You mentioned hitting it
Not
from
like
the
that.
back, but
yeah,
you're
just
gently
off on her, touch her face.
right.
And
But nothing like excessive, nothing to harm her. Or,
we do some stuff that we don't even remember sometimes. That's the thing. We
but not things to harm her.
Oh no, not things to harm her, not things to harm me. So I don't throw up or
Right.
yeah.
So the reason why I'm talking about the DNA and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have. Maybe you said you're an actor too, right? So
That's in the past. Was.
So you're into television, and a lot of what we do is shown on television through different movies, different mediums. You have cops, you have, you know,
CSI.
CSI, Fire.
right.
Yeah.
So you probably understand what fingerprints, the potential that fingerprints could bring to an investigation to show that a person touched an item. Same thing with DNA, to show that they were at this particular location. Can you explain to me
Yes, sir.
why your DNA would be on a chunk of hair that's under the bathroom in your house
Yeah.
that belongs to
Okay.
her?
Yes.
How do you explain that?
Okay. I'm gonna tell you why. Now, I'm in the bedroom. Now you know the bedroom setup is the bathroom. It's the bedroom. It's the cats. I tell her all the time, stop combing your hair so much. You're breaking your hair off. I didn't marry you because you want to shorten your hair. I married you because you have long, beautiful hair. Yes, she's tender-headed as well. I try not to pull her hair while we have sex, but I just can't help it sometimes. But with that, she's combing her hair and she's like, "Babe, look." I'm like, "Well, this ain't a lot this time." You know, she does that a lot. When she comb her hair and without wetting it, it comes out. So what I did was, I put it on the sink. When she gave it to me in my hand, I put it on the sink and then I put it in the drawer. Because I want her to remember you don't want to keep stressing your hair out. Stop. I told her, you take care of everything but your hair. Take care of your hair. I tell her that every day. I say, babe, take care of your hair. You don't got to worry about anything else. Just take care of your hair. You worried about everything else but taking care of your hair.
So whenever that hair would come out,
Yes.
does it cause an irritation to her head like it was yanked out?
Sometimes she's watching TV, which we just got cable. We didn't have cable. Let me say this. We didn't have cable our whole relationship. We don't watch cable. She didn't have a phone until like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So, yeah, that's something to think about. She's not having a phone. She's not having no phone for about 3 weeks. You know, I'm just giving her a phone because our connection, we had too many people involved in our life. We just needed to get away from that.
I'm going to tell you right now.
And we got away from that. And so while she's watching TV, she's combing her hair. And just like the F1 Savannah cat, scratches her and bites her sometimes. She tells me, like, Simba just bit me in the butt. And I say, Simba, he's a wildlife animal. I take him out the room, and that's what I do. I have 3 cats, 2 cats, 1 dog. So she's combing her hair. You can even ask her to comb.
I get it.
You can ask her to comb her hair.
She combed the hair out, right?
Yes, sir. She combed the hair out.
So, which neighbor has John's phone number?
Bro, I literally would tell you if I knew. I would say, this house right here. This is, you know what I mean? Just like the dirt bikes. Like the dirt bikes that ride around that's not street legal. They get on my nerves sometimes.
It's a simple question, man. You talk to this neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
She called John.
Mm-hmm.
Which neighbor is it?
I don't know. Like I said, I just moved around here. Is one Trump supporter across the street from me. I don't like Trump.
Okay.
That's the only one that I don't really
is it
fond
that?
of.
It's not that neighbor then.
It's not.
Is it to the side of you?
I only noticed 2 people since I moved here.
So you don't know.
No.
But she knows John.
Mm-mm.
How she got his number?
Oh, not Candace doesn't know John.
No, your neighbor.
But she did. She knows John.
Your neighbor.
Neighbor knows John.
How does she know John?
Her parents. His parents, not her parents. His parents.
You need to use the bathroom or anything?
I'm good.
So you said where she lost her hair from, there's no irritation there, no redness or anything like that when she combs her hair?
When she combs her hair,
like the loss of hair that you're talking about. The loss of hair that's
she combs the edges.
The loss of hair that's in, like, where we just talked about.
Yes, for a regular person, that'd be a lot of hair, but for her, that's just every day. That's every day for her. And irritation, yes, when you pull on her hair when we having sex, she's like, babe, you gotta stop. You know what I mean?
So you think there's an irritation to her hair or head now?
Period. When I first met her,
So there's irritation to her head now from her hair loss?
No. It's irritation from, like, when we have sex and sometimes I pull her hair.
Did you pull her hair recently?
I always do when we have sex, but I don't, like she said, you gotta be lightly. So I do it lightly. I don't do it where her head is bleeding or something like that, but, her...
Not to the point where we pull out.
No. When she combs her hair, she'll give me the hair and I'll just put it up somewhere. I don't just throw it away. I'm like, African American women, they buy this type of hair. You need to take care of your hair. That's all. I'm trying to answer all y'all questions that y'all want to know.
I know. I appreciate it.
We're just trying to at least leave the room with some understanding, right, of what you reported to us, because we have to.
I didn't even get to make a report.
We have to keep going back and forth.
I didn't even get to make a report of anything. Y'all said, put the suit on him. Y'all didn't even give me the chance to. There's been people using the phone. You said allegedly she knows where I buried the phone as well. Maybe she said something to him. He probably buried that phone over blah blah blah. He probably using that damn phone. I told her where I buried it.
Where? Yeah. You told her?
Yeah, I told her.
Where did you tell her you buried it?
Right where I told you, near the
park. You didn't. You just told me it's around there. How'd she find it?
There's a house right there. The first house.
So if you're sitting down and you're talking to her, telling her where you buried it.
I don't have to sit down and talk to her. Well, she's me. That's my wife. She lives in me. I live with her.
But then why did you have to tell her where you bury it?
Because I'm honest. Like, babe, I don't want to.
I know you're telling me stuff like she's you. I don't have to sit down and tell her.
Yeah, she's.
So why'd you tell her?
Because I'm honest.
Okay.
I'm me. I do whatever I want.
So what did you tell her? Where did you bury the phone?
We was making a joke about something. We was drinking or having some champagne. She said, "Where your phone?" I said, "It's probably still over there at construction at the first house."
And she walked over there. So she.
I think we walked plenty of times past that, and she seen where it was. That's why I buried the phone.
Okay. Well, we're going to give you an opportunity to use the restroom if needed. It's up to you if you don't, but, just have a seat over there for us. Okay?
We're going to walk back over there for a few minutes.
How long do you think this is going to take?
Hopefully not too long. Take your water.
Say, look, y'all got the video. Y'all going to take the video.
We still got work to do for sure, yeah.
So y'all going to do y'all work and then let me be?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, we got work to do, so we're going to have you sit over here.
Alright, y'all do y'all work, because I'm trying to go home and feed these cats so they don't get animal cruelty.
I hear you.
Please. How long are you going to sit? You're the boss. You're the boss, man.